All right, so the Igbo unity is real. And I must tell you that this opportunity of an extra state in Southeast is an opportunity to unite the Igbos culturally and traditionally, because this idea of geopolitical zone, the idea of states, and the way some of our brothers was carved into other side and other places, I think is affecting them. It's one of the problems that they are having, aside the civil war issue. So the Igbo unity is real, and we have been on it. I try as much as possible to contribute to that. And
when you're talking about states, states is a political creation. All right.
Yeah, true.
While tribes and ethnicities are cultural and ancestral creation.
True.
All right. So it is very safe to say that the man who is from Delta State, who is from Okmada, can boldly say, I am an Igbo-speaking Delta man.
Not an Igbo man.
No, but some of them do.
I am an Igbo-speaking Delta man. Meaning, I can trace my ancestry to
Delta.
Igbo.
Okay, to
All
Igbo.
right. Okay. By ancestral DNA, okay, I am Ndibo. Okay. If and only if it is true.
Okay.
That it can be traced.
Yeah, that it can be traced to the Ndibo bloodline.
Yeah.
But politicking, all right, has put me on this other side of the divide where I am minority, and then my other brothers, are at the other side across the Niger. Okay. So fate has thrown me to this side of the divide, but the truth is I am an Igbo speaking.
What is the meaning of hand in your language?
Aka.
What is the meaning of head in your language?
Ishi.
What is the meaning of leg in your language?
Uku.
What is the meaning of heart in your language?
Obi.
Eringeri. You say you don't understand which language?
Igbo, like that.
Don't understand Igbo. So which one do you understand?
I understand English and Ukwani language.
Ukwani. Ukwani is Delta Igbo.
That's similar to Igbo language.
Similar. Ngurumaya. What is Ukwani? Ukwani is a dialect, not a language. Ukwani is a dialect. There is difference between dialect and...
so, but however, the impression to correct here is that you are an Igbo man, you are not from Rivers, or you are not from Delta. Even though that idea of Delta and Rivers is to, explain the type of Igbo person you are, but ordinarily, what you confess is that you are an Igbo person, and that is it. So, but if you are in doubt of, it seems like some people are in doubt of their origin, it's as easy as anything. You can go for DNA and find out where you are from. DNA will explain where you are coming from. Somebody like Buju Banton, the popular Buju Banton reggae singer, Rihanna, went for their DNA, if I'm not mistaken, and it was traced to Igbo land. So their ancestors are from Igbo. You see to it. So this idea of whether you are Igbo or not Igbo, just go for DNA, then you know where you are from. Instead of you are speaking Igbo and you say that you are not Igbo. Your culture is Igbo, your tradition is Igbo, you say you are not Igbo. I just don't understand. And this thing is affecting the Anioma people now. That is one of the problems that they are facing. It's one of the internal problems that they are facing in that state creation, because some people are dragging it, apart from being political. Some people are dragging that they are not Igbo. They don't want to be on that side. Meanwhile, everything about you is Igbo.
Ise diokpa biko kiki nweke ekwu gbasale ndị Anioma na-asị na wa bụ ndị Igbo.
Ego mene bụ onye si na ọ bụ onye Anioma sị na ọ bụrụ onye Igbo. Ya ma bụ si gazi so amụha. everywhere bụ anya Anioma. Ọla ihe onye Igbo. Anyị Igbo. Because Igbo ka anyị asọ. Anyị asọ. Anyị nwere Anioma kịta. Bini anaghị ya. Anyị bụrụ ndị Igbo. Maka Igbo ka anyị bụ. Ndị Yoruba. Ndị Yoruba nwere different language bụ dịka 70 language. They cross the other side. Sapule worry, Ozoro, those all with different language. And I know what I say now. Now you go one chop, you go one chop. So one man can no long when you can well on your one because no.
When the great Anioma we go to Igbo land. And again, Urubo immigrants few among us who are not enjoying a CLO, the oil company in Dokwa, doesn't want to know how to create. Because when they come, the sheep will separate from the seed.
Yeah.
Because you can't say actually A0, and becoming to be PA in Anioma State. No. You can't be from Obialco, answer whatever. I don't want to mention it, but I'm very prominent. It no Obialco dry now.
All right, I think part of the problems that the Anioma people are having, that is the Delta North Senatorial District, Ebele, led by Senator Ned. You know, the problem that they are having is that too many tribes are living around them. I think it's part of the problems that they are having, and there are seeded people that are living in their midst. So sometimes, because these people have stayed long in their midst, they will be claiming that they are not Igbo. Meanwhile, Delta North is Igbo people. They are Igbo people.
Yeah, I want to just ask this very simple question. Those people where they celebrate say they're not great or they're not go create Anioma State for Southeast. I beg you to tell us when on go feel create Anioma State for South. You see, I they see some people now they do this. You know they think you don't want Anioma State for Southeast. You go feel create them for South. Make a reason.
And let me tell you guys something. When the time comes to create the 7 states around the so-called geopolitical zones, let's assume that Anioma people did not grab this opportunity. When that time comes, they no go see road, as in the other people will not allow them. They will tell them that the time you have opportunity to join your Igbo brothers in the Southeast, what did you do? Were you not fighting among yourself? Did you agree to speak with one voice? No, just come spoil what they do here, or just find your way, or stay on your. Now, this kind of talk they go bring up, I'm very sure. So, make una dey reason am more, and Anioma people, you reason to the left, you reason to the right, so that you go play your game well to avoid had I known.
Actually, that book that I wrote was inspired in 2007 by the clamor, talking about who we are, where we're going to, our essence and all that. Talking about the makeup of the people, there's this migration story. A number of people migrated from Benin, a large number migrated from Benin. And those who migrated, in my book, I call it an inverse migration, because there are people who moved from the east and went to the Oba's palace in Benin and spread out. And then at some point, there was some discord. And for them to move away, they had to retrace themselves back from where they came. That's what I call it, inverse migration. For instance, my own setting. My own kingdom was founded by 2 people. One came from the eastern frontiers, and then my own grandfather came from the East Inri. So they combined to form it. Now, within our own setting too, Idumuje is a place. My kingdom is Idumuje. Just close to us, you have the Olukumis. They came from Owo in the west. And then those people have dual language as we speak today, or say dual dialect, because it's one is a by-product of Igbo, the other one a by-product of Yoruba. They are the Olukumis. Olukumi speaks to friendship.
And then an indisputable fact is established that Eze Chima was a native doctor from Aro. Unquestionable. He was a powerful medicine man, they called them those days. And he traveled far and wide, as far as Akure, but decided to settle in Benin. and other things. So the Oba, being a man who believed that he had a mission to take care of his people, offered Chima expanse of land to practice his mbologo. Understand?
All right, my people, you see, this story of Chima, you know, is always the same story. In anywhere you hear about it, the story is the same. If it's going to be different, probably some little part of it may be different. What this man is saying, of which I'm going to show you the video, is not different from what I usually say on YangaLife channel. The records are there, you know, but I still want to repeat what I usually talk, what I know about the Chima. And even the man, the grave is still there at on Uchubo side, where they said the grave is. The person, Chima, is the person that bought all those clans, all those towns on Uchubo, Iseluku, on Ichanka, Ima, Anambra, and some other places in Asaba. So my own, you know, explanation, my own story is that Chima was invited over by Oba of Benin. And according to the history of Igbo land, that Oba is one of the sons of Eri. He's one of the sons of Eri or God, you know, one of those Igbo ancestors. But Oba moved down to Benin to settle, while Ata moved down to Igala land to settle. And Eri came down to Anambra side and had his own children, Aguleri, Nri, and the rest. So now Oba Oba had problem of Portuguese. Oba had to invite his brothers from this side of the east, that's the Arochukwu, that is known for fighting. And Chima went for the fight as a missionary. You remember the Portuguese invasion of Benin? So when, after the fight ended, Oba was so much at peace with Chima, and Chima settled down there, started bearing children and the rest of them. So he expanded in Benin. But at a point, you know, usually where an Igbo man comes, he will flourish in that place. And in fact, Igbo man, they will have the best house, everything the best in anywhere they came. And, you know, envy started coming in on one thing or the other that happened. Then Chima had to leave that Benin and start coming down towards this side where he belongs. So as he's coming down, some people decided to be dropping along the road, to be settling all those areas, all those Onichubo, all those Iseluku, and the rest. Just far from that Abo area, they started settling, coming down. The last people that settled was at Onitsha. Even when they came to Onitsha, they still met some people in Onitsha. You know, some Igbo people in Onitsha, and there's some little part of Igala people towards that upper side of Onitsha. They settled down there, and that is the story of Chima that I know. So you see that the story of this man is the same thing. Even the story of the Obi of Idumuje, they are almost the same story, just some little part of it that is not included or excluded. Okay, so let's listen to this particular story and this clip. I know you are going to learn a lot from it. What we are doing is Igbo unification, and Igbos, we want to kill that identity crisis, let people, you know the truth and embrace it. Know the truth and embrace it. Let what we are doing here not be in vain. So that is it. Let's watch this clip.
There is inherent distrust and hatred for Igbo, not just in Nigeria, worldwide. I will tell you the story if you have time.
Please go ahead, sir.
We have a situation where Igbos are despised not because of the bad things they do, but because of their ingenuity. You understand? Their unwillingness to be enslaved. The Igbo man's maxim or dictum is, give me liberty.
Give me liberty.
Or life, or death.
Give me liberty or death.
I'm sure you've heard of Igbo landing, have you?
Yes.
Atlanta.
I was there in August. I was in Atlanta in August, where we annually go to commemorate the event that led to the demise or the return of our Igbo ancestors back in 1823, I think it was, in New Brunswick, St. Simon Island. Yeah. These are people who refuse to be enslaved. Hence the maxim, liberty or death. That was one. It costs the white man a lot of money. When you have paid some miscreants in Africa to sell your brother or your brothers and sisters into slavery, and those ones decide not to be enslaved, you lose income, naturally. The slave masters hated the Igbo for it. And between the west coast of Africa and the New World, America, there was a lot of mutiny. Yeah. Hence we have Igbos in Barbados, Haiti,
Jamaica.
God bless you, son. In Jamaica. You understand? And everywhere they went, they dominated because they refused to be enslaved. The uprising in Haiti that led to the defeat of Napoleon was led by Igbo generals. Today in Haiti, there's a tribe that bears the word Nusom Igbo. Nusom in French means we are. We are it today. If you go to Sierra Leone, you find a true Sierra Leone person say, me good Igbo Pikin. So there's this fear. And I don't know if you know about Olaudo, Aquano,
yes,
that the white man has corrupted to Elado Aquino, the first man to have bought himself out of slavery and married a German princess, an Igbo man. He wrote several books. The problem we have in Igbo land is that we allow people to tell our story to us. We should stop that nonsense. Belushi, we should stop it. As for Igbo-ness, what else can I be? My name is Iwanya. Iwanya Igbo no be a Jufo. So I don't see what else I can be. The weaponization of things, poverty in Igbo, is like identify with Igbo and perish during the Civil War. And quite a number of people denied it because, self-survival. I don't blame them. But I will never succumb to that threat of blackmail. It's either my Igbo or death. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Jokpa, I feel very elated. I feel, under the speaker for English, to have you here. It's like a Christmas for me, sir. I would exploit your wealth of experience, sir. Now, among the Aniomas who claim to have a different origin are some parts of the Eze Chima clan. There has been a controversy over time about the identity of Eze Chima. To some, Eze Chima is a Bini man. To some, of very few of us, we say he's from Arochukwu. Sir, please, I would want you to clarify on who Eze Chima is, because we have about some communities in Aniocha North and plus Onitsha that are renowned for being part of the Eze Chima clan, and those communities have been in the center of this controversy. Sir, please, can you tell us who is Eze Chima?
It's actually lack of knowledge that has caused this misunderstanding. An indisputable fact is established that Eze Chima was a native doctor from Aro. Unquestionable. He was a powerful medicine man, they called them those days. And he traveled far and wide, as far as Akure, but decided to settle in Benin. I've forgotten the Oba of Benin then. If I knew you were going to bring up this question, I probably would have refreshed my memory so I can tell you the name of the Oba. He settled in Benin, and the Oba was overawed by this man's powers. The kind of wonders he did with his with herbs and other things. So the Oba, being a man who believed that he had a mission to take care of his people, offered Chima expanse of land to practice his mbologo. You understand?
Yes.
And being an Igbo man who believed in expansionism, he went home and brought his kin. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And Igbos are very adventurous. And wherever they go, they make the place better. Trust me. They say if you go anywhere, you don't see any woman, chakwa or...
Also.
You understand?
Yes.
And the Oba's mother ventured into the farm of Chima for firewood. And some rascals of Chima's clan attacked her, that she had no right to come into the farm, which I think was a wrong judgment. Who owns the land? The Oba. Who gave it the land? The Oba. But because they had been given the land, they felt it was theirs to protect. And when they attacked the Oba's mom, the Oba's younger brother came and killed a few of them. And when the news got to the Oba, he banished Chima, said, "You're leaving my territory." So Chima and his family, his clan, decided to a backward migration, going back. And as they went back, some of them decided to settle along the way, Ibuakiri, now called Ibanke.
Ibuakiri.
Abo, Umnede, Obio. And majority of them settled in Iseluko and Ubuluko around that area. But the last clans went across the Niger to Onitsha. A few went to Obosi. That is why some of them keep having this warped notion that they are from Benin. Even some people in the Kwere land claim they're from Benin. But the Oba of Benin has, the current Oba actually wrote a book that they're not from Benin. They're Igbos. So I don't see why you should deny your ancestry because of a mess of pottage. You understand? So when they went back with certain things that were unique to Benin.
Okay, in terms of culture?
No, attire.
Attire.
Not culture.
Not culture.
In fact, if anything, Benin took our culture because today they have the 4 market days in Benin. They took our culture. So I don't see why we should be afraid or ashamed to sell our culture and ideas to the world. We are chosen people of God. And anybody who denies Igbo-ness will have to answer to it at some stage. So I don't know whether I have explained to you this issue of Chima. It was a backward migration. I have some friends from your place, Iseluku, who quarrel with me every time when I tell them they're Igbo. They say, man, I five Chukwemeka. I'm married to a Benin woman. I'm proud to be associated with them. Yes. But I will not sell my soul to Benin people because I want to make some money from the federal government. No. This thing has led to victimization of Igbo. And they are trying to make us look small. Smaller than we are.
Yes.
From, I think it was in the 50s, Dennis Osadebe has always advocated for Anioma State. If you remember, I don't know whether you were born or not.
No, I wasn't born.
I was in secondary school then. You know, so we have to educate our people. While history has been banned in Nigerian schools, it does not deny us the opportunity of telling the stories to our children.
Yeah.
Even if it's not part of the curriculum in secondary school. You don't have to write exam for everything. Today in the UK, people are studying David Beckham's Bend It Like Beckham. Oh. It's up to you to decide what you want to teach your children. And the sooner we start, the better. Yeah. So Chima is an Igbo man. The Obalo Saje of Iseluku, I think, is the late Dr. Alex Enele. He's from Obosi. They gave him title there because of the relationship they have with Obosi. And your place is Sele, I think. Or is it? I think it was this.
Iseluku.
Yeah, Obalo Saje. He's deceased now. One of the members of the Echo Hospital is the E in the Echo Hospital. The Echo Hospital in Lagos is Eneli, Kuku, and Obiora. So let us educate and be proud to be Igbo. At the point of death, be proud to be Igbo.
Thank you very much. If you are just joining the show, Anioma State in the waiting, not in the making. We don't make them. We just the wait, make it actualize. We have our guest, is an insurance consultant and the founder of Anioma Redemption Group. Also, a member of Global Igbo Leaders. Talking about no other than Jokpa Deli Ajufu. Jokpa Deli, it's like I'm in the classroom. Listening to you has opened up my mind a lot. And I would love to tap into this. But quickly, sir, Anioma State creation. What is your take on the possibilities of creating Anioma State in the southeast of Nigeria?
What do you mean creating Anioma State in the southeast of Nigeria? Please.
Geopolitical zone.
Where are you now?
South.
Please tell me, in the history of geography, is there any nomenclature called South-South?
No.
Do you have anything called South-South? This is part of the degradation of our society to make us feel very inferior. There is nothing like South-South. Even in America, you have deep Midwest. You have deep South.
Deep South.
But they're still not part of geographical expression. No. Do we speak Igbo?
Yes.
Are we Igbos?
Yes.
Who are the whole of the Southeast? What are they?
Igbos.
So what the hell is your problem?
We are Urubus.
Well, you know, there are people who believe that the Igbos will dominate the... No way! Anioma bukwana Anioma, anyị si ike. We cannot be taken for a ride. Besides, an Onishaman can come and take your home here because if you look at the expression known as the Southeast now, has there been any intimidation or victimization from Anambra to Enugu, Ebonyi, Imo, and Abia? They live in harmony. It's just an expression. We will remain Anioma, but geographically will be known as Southeast. Besides, that will enable us to expand, because that deceased murderer called Buhari called us a dot in the map.
Dot in the circle.
Understand? Because that is knowledge. An illiterate man that ever ruled, one of the greatest illiterate that ever ruled this country, that died in 2017, and you will still burying him in 2025 or 24. We are liars for ourselves in this country. He called this great area a dot in the circle, and he will deal with us in a language we understand. But we have to be smart as well. Anioma and Igbo people, well, we're having meetings. You don't have to fight every battle. We have to learn from the people of the Basque region of Spain. The Catalonians, they suffered greater victimization than Igbos. I don't know if you know the history.
Yeah.
They did. It started in 1959 when they created ETA, the militant group of the Liberation Force in Spain. Today, where is the economic hub of Spain?
Barcelona.
Barcelona, the Basque region, the Catalonian region. They went back and developed their region because they had good leaders. Built seaports. Today you have leaders who are beggarly to the Fulani oligarchy. And until we get rid of them one way or the other, we will never see our way clear. So it behoves you young ones using your medium to ensure that people like them don't come back to rule you. Until we have decided Igbo leaders. Oh, Mbakwe of blessed memory. You know, he will never have this. I'm not talking about Zik and Emayopara. Do you know something? We have very great people. Do you know what happened when Awolowo was jailed? Remember he was jailed?
Yes.
They were going to send him to Gashua. Who stopped it? The great Zik of Africa. Say no, send him to Calabar. And as they sent him to Calabar, Zik called Emayopara, take care of that man. Yes. Emayopara brought Hannah Didiolu Awolowo, made her a minister of, without portfolio in the East, gave her a car and a ministerial status, took care of her so she can be nearer her husband. They don't remember this. The Yorubas write your history and you swallow his hook, line, and sinker. These are the things we did for them. The coup was planned ostensibly, I wasn't there, I was in Europe during the coup, ostensibly to make our the leader, president or whatever, the prime minister of Nigeria. True or false, I don't know, I wasn't part of them. But many stories have confirmed that fact. So why are we still being victimized? It is an inherited hatred from the foreign people. You know what happened in this part of the world? 39 years, what happened? Bless you. We're indomitable. We don't succumb. And this thing has, and during the war, what happened? The Igbos created the Wunigwe, rocket launchers, refined petroleum without any foreign interest.
Aid.
We survived 3 years of genocide against Britain, Russia, Egypt, and to a little extent, America. Australia is peripheral. You understand? They say these people, if they can do this, don't give them opportunity. They'll go to the moon before we do. And that is a fact. But Nigeria being very useless and stupid leadership that we have, they destroyed Proda, where all these things were developed.
Yeah.
America took the Germans who developed the war machine.
Yeah.
Russia took some. Today, the greatest scientists in America and Russia are Germans. But in Nigeria, they destroyed our own. Our great friend, Guardian Ezekiel, blessed memory. And many of them who developed war machineries for Igbo should have been harnessed. By now, we don't need any to import any war machine. But they were afraid. And that fear is palpable because you see some of these northerners in particular, they say, Igbos have commercial power. They have this power. If you give them political power, say mutuwa kenawa lahi. So that's it.
Thank you very much, Jopa Deli Ajufo. Okay, una don dey call when I never even say make una call. We'll go for a short break, and when we come back, Boyogu, do you have any question?
I want to ask about Diokpa because it's not only like tapping, I'm tapping too. Diokpa, this identity crisis is of two sides. Some part of our brothers across the side felt that we are not Igbo enough, but I know Diokpa that we sacrifice more than them. Anioma is the only district that produced no less than 15 corn down the Biafran army. Address our side.
Boyogo, any woman east of the Niger who speaks the way you speak is a fool, a fool.
Yeah.
I belong to Global Igbo Leaders, and I told you it's made up of Igbo. Today, Ohaneze is under the leadership of Ikwere man.
Yes.
It's a battle we fought.
Yes.
No, you have some idiots in every society. They are idiots. That's all I can say. You don't get a main Igbo, one for Igbo, tell you that Anioma is not Igbo. Today, Council of Igbo States in America is led by an Anioma man from Apanam. Before now, Ohaneze leadership in London was under the leadership of Ogwashi man, Tony Ajudwe from Ogwashi. What else do you want?
Okay.
It is you that is running away. Don't run away. Belong and take charge of what belongs to you, sir. We are Igbos.
We are Igbos,
and we are proud Igbos.
We are proud Igbos.
God bless you. Cowards that follow governors to every party they go to. You must have people who have their own choice of association.
Yes.
You understand? The creation of Anioma State is overdue. There are some states that are not viable in this country. Many. Anioma State is more than viable. And for one reason, like the last caller said, we have a lot of mineral resources here to enable our people to develop. All I can tell our people, inculcate the idea of a kuluno for the younger ones, not for people, not for Methuselahs like us. The younger ones, please look homeward. There are many organizations, Igbo Development Forum, very many. We are trying to articulate some with a bank based in America that will fund Igbo projects in Igbo land, anywhere from Igwakeri to Opobo. Please get in touch with Belushi. If you have a viable project, I will pass it. I'm not in charge, but I can make it heard to the right quarters. If your project is viable, they will help you out. And I don't mean just starting poultry, please. Don't come piggery or poultry. We are talking about innovative industries. Somebody who talked about farmland, I listened to one American program where they were saying that the cause of the Fulani invasion into our land is because of arid areas. That's absolute rubbish. These days, Animal husbandry can be done in a cage. All you need is mechanism. You understand? So we must be innovative in what we do. As for Anioma Bikono, Habakwani, Kaibilino Bikono, we are part of Igbo land. What's in Igbo Southeast, so be it. They will not come here and take your land. Like Yoruba people are antagonizing Igbo now. Nobody will come and take your land unless you sell it. So if you're greedy enough to sell your land to a Yoruba man or to, I'd rather sell it to an Igbo man, to a Yoruba man, maybe. Because what they are doing to us is economic genocide in Lagos. Like the destruction of Landmark and Alaba Market and Aspanda and the rest of them. Develop like the Catalans did, like the Basque people did. It's a revelation and a wake-up call. Let's look at what we can turn Anioma to utopia.
Yes, sir.
Dalu
Shibne, you just listen to the voice of our beloved Ogboishi Diokpa Ogboishi Deli Ajifo. Is an insurance consultant and the founder of Anioma Redemption Group and the member Global Igbo Leaders. Dalu Shimne, we are we've had a wonderful time with you right here on radio. I hope if you're around, you go let us know. Let's do this again. Let's do this often.
I'm here till Thursday anytime. It is necessary to educate our people and not just talking to you through radio. You must form an NGO. Let's go back to schools. Teach them from childhood. Like I'm trying to get people to set up a coding academy here. Well, Anioma Redemption Group is working on it. Okay. So we can teach. That is the in thing now. That is the thing for future. Our kids, today, America is the way investing money into coding in Nigeria. Tinubu is taking it to the southwest and the north. They're not doing anything in Igbo land. And consequently, not doing anything in south, the so-called south-south. Tell me any state in the south-south that is benefiting from that coding business. None. And none in the southeast. We are victimized and intimidated and marginalized. But we shall overcome.
Thank you very much. And Diokpa Deli Ajifu is also a member of Global Igbo Leaders. Thanks for coming, sir.
Thank you.
My guy, Boy Ogu, how do you wrap up, sir?
Yes, please, I want to wrap up, and I'm going to be very specific and directed to Mandokwa people, Makwane people, Bikoni, Mandokwa people. I want to beg you people, for life from human history, there always be a time like people shift for a better position. If you are staying in a place that is not favorable essentially, you shift. People leave their place and go for greener pasture. We've been staying in Western region, they say we Western Igbo. From there, Midwest Igbo. From there, we went to Bender Igbo. Now we say Delta Igbo. What have we benefited? In fact, during this our journey, peregrination, the one lost any landmass. And the one never lost any landmass. Neither any Anyoche one lost landmark where throughout this timeline of change of location. So we are in Delta State today, and I say we are going to site. We are not going to lose our landmarks. The manager will not shift away. The manager will not shift away. We remain Anioma. And again, our people will earn revenue. Anioma Oye Development Commission will not be manned by Anambra people. It is we. Whatever happens. So please, I want to beg my Ndokwa people, who the loudest voice of antagonists and Anioma State coming from my people, and those who partake in change of LDF and hunting it, will partake in the sharing of the vital part. So that you people not in the future start shouting marginalization among your family members. Please, because join that Kakabru Nofu. Anioma, with you or without you, I'm sorry to be arrogant, will be created because it's God is divine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, viewers, I hope you must have learned so many things in this particular section of YangaLife video. And we are not stopping until we achieved our aim. Asana obune ifana tanono aguro na agba dezu ike. Oh yeah, so we have been doing our best, and I want you people to also do your best in your various aspects. Even if it means sharing this video, let it get to many people, as many as possible. Let them know the history. Let them learn one or two things, because history is good. If you don't know where you are coming from, you may not know where you are going. Ifugia, and open him bido we mawage. Imam mokone bono we kuse. These are common saying in Igbo land, and you know, Igbos are very wise when it comes to the use of adage. And we are the only tribe that use adage very well. Just like the people of Israel, they use adage very well. So, my dear people, I'm still Chinedu, your presenter. Until I come your way next time, bye for now.